See, right there. Good evening. This is Devin from Homeschool House Calls. This is my assistant, Elysia. She wanted to sit with Mama today, and that's okay because we're homeschool moms, right? Sometimes we want to be together.
And I'm a kid,
And
not a
she's a kid,
mom.
not a mom. I'm glad you're not a mom. I'm glad you're my baby. Yeah? Okay. So, anyway, tonight we are talking about Tuesday Homeschool Mom Talk. How can I streamline my homeschool schedule? That's our subject. Kind of a big subject for such a little assistant. I don't know. You'll just have to listen and tell me what you think. Anyway, so we're. Are you trying to read that
No,
word?
I'm looking at the numbers.
What numbers? This number here?
Yeah, I can count to 100.
I know you can count to 100. You can
Five,
probably
one.
5 ones, yeah. But up there, that is how long we have been live. That word said, y'all can't see it, but she can. It says live, and that's how long we've been live, and that's how many
No,
people's watching.
I'm.
The little I right there means they're watching us.
Oh, but Mama,
Yeah.
I knew that no is how long
Really?
we've been live.
Yeah, and that's the little number of how many people are watching the live.
So people.
They're watching. They're like on their Facebook phone. They're on their phone and they're watching. You didn't know that? We said we were going live. Anyway, so tonight we're going to talk about how to streamline my homeschool schedule. I'm going to give you some of my tips and tricks of what we've done in our January will be 18 years. I started homeschooling when Cole when he was 2, and then we started kindergarten when he was 4.5, and we actually started kindergarten level. And sometimes I think I was crazy. I should not have done that. I pushed him too soon. But when you with your first with your first kid, you usually get a little ambitious. A lot of times I'll tell mamas to relax, and they think I'm crazy because you know we all thought that homeschool mama or that mama telling us that it went fast. They say don't blink, it goes fast. Yeah, I totally thought they were crazy, but it's true. I mean, my oldest he's 20. We've homeschooled him since he was 2. He's not homeschooling. There's 6 people watching. She said she's counting. She's
And
learned.
I'm 6.
And she's 6. She is. So anyway, let's talk about how we streamlined and remember the rule. The rule is that I have to get through my information, and then you can say anything you want to.
Oh, now it's 10 to 4.
Now it's 4.
I wanted it to
Stay 6.
6.
Well, sometimes Facebook gets glitchy and they pop on and off. But anyway, don't worry about it. Okay. Anyway, so the first thing you've got to realize when you go into streamlining that whatever season you're in right now is only a season. And just as soon as you get all your bugs worked out, you'll be in a new season and you'll have new bugs to work out. So realize that in this homeschool journey, this homeschool career, that there will be many times that we will have to adjust what's going on in our schedule. So some of the things that I did, because I have 5 in all, and some of the things that I did to streamline. So we're going to go over that. If you have questions, let me make sure, because when I have my bullet points up, I can't always see. She's funny, and she's a lot of fun. So anyway,
Sorry.
so anyway, that's the first thing you got to do is realize that your season is only a season and it will change seasons.
4 people
Okay,
watching.
don't worry about it
5
right now.
people watching.
Okay, number 2, you need to when I streamline me, I'm talking about me personally, what I do may not work for you, but maybe something I say will, jog some ideas in your head and post them in the comments if you have them. Combine every subject you can. When you combine these subjects, you teach up to the oldest child. You do not want to teach down. Now, that means that sometimes they don't catch everything that you're teaching, but that's okay. It comes back around, go toward your oldest. So it's, let's say you have a 4th grader, 2nd grader, and a kindergartner, and you're combining history. You're going to go up to the 2nd grader and the 4th grader and the 2nd grader and kindergartner. You're going to get them whatever they can catch. So that's my first tip is to combine everything you can. Some subjects that are the easiest to combine are history and science and electives. Um, Language arts, maybe, depending on the curriculum you're using, but that would only be after phonics. You would not, I have never done language arts as a whole until phonics is complete. Phonics is probably one of your most important subjects that you will ever teach. It needs to be done well and they need to be on level, whatever level. I would not combine. I have tried to combine in the past. It does not do well. I tried to combine my, now they're my high schooler, my middle schooler. At that time, I was pregnant with her and trying to finish phonics, and I tried to combine them. I don't feel like I did a great job, and that's just the honest truth. I think you need to relax with phonics and just move on level. Math is the same thing. I would not push that so that you can, there's too many concepts that can be missed. So I would never do math or language arts. Well, math or phonics. Language arts, possibly, but it would just depend on the curriculum. You have a question? We're going to have
I
fun
have a
tonight.
question.
You have a question?
What's curriculum?
What's curriculum? Curriculum is what your mother teaches you when we do school in the morning. Your paper, she calls it paper school. The real name for that is curriculum. That is the information or the books that your mother is teaching you. What do you think about that? So that was a good question. You know, some people don't know what curriculum is. That's a good
I
question.
never knew what it was.
She didn't know. Now you know.
I
So-
don't even know how to pronounce it.
Well, you can try. Okay, number 3, I always look for textbooks that have an audio. And the reason I did this, especially with history and science, math and language arts, you probably won't find it. Books on tape, yeah, you might find your whatever book you're studying if you're reading something and studying something. But history and science, maybe some electives, you can find the audio. And then the reason I did that is I would throw it into my car as I was traveling. So even as high schoolers, you can do that. A lot of curriculum will have an audio, especially history. Um, History and science always, almost always have some type of audio. You can also now, in this day and age, you can find video classes, like especially for high school, and that can travel. She is bringing things to show y'all. I'm not quite sure why we're being a little clingy tonight, but we are. You didn't bring. Why'd you take it back? It was so cute. So, okay, 1 minute. She'll bring it back. So anyway, so I would combine everything you can and look for audio that we hear. That is part of our Christmas
Tell
decoration.
people watching.
Yeah, it's very interesting to watch those numbers go up, and they actually go up and down. And really, it's like really it's a probably an internet glitch because yeah, I mean the numbers go up and down the whole time I talk, and so I don't really look at it. But this is, she's paying attention. Let's see. Another thing to remember is it's important to outsource when you need to streamline your time. As working moms, look at the outsourcing, the full curriculum. That is okay. This year we actually outsourced 2 of our kids because I'm working now, and it just got to where I needed a little bit less fight. And that is what, because they have their schedule, I have my schedule, and we were kind of having a fight. So it was okay to streamline and put them. You're interrupting. Remember, that was a rule. She loves to go live, people. She pretends. So anyway, what are some of the ways you outsource? Let me know how. So it's okay to outsource. There's Outschool. The only thing about streamlining, if you get a live class, you cannot choose the time. I found that in the past to be very confining when I needed to go out of the house. So you have to kind of weigh your schedule. If you're working and you're needing to pull everyone out, like, for whatever reason you're wanting to streamline, um, realized that if you put them online at an actual class, they have to be there at that time. And if you don't have good internet or if they don't have a good app, then it may not work as well. I found the year that I had her, I had all of them in a live math class. Well, she wasn't. She I had her, but my first four were all on a live math class. And then what happened is I could not leave the house because they were caught in a class 4 days a week. And then on the fifth day they had their test. So although it helped me streamline, I was also caught in a house making sure kids got online on time. So now let's see, I got a coin.
That one.
She's cute and she is
That
cute.
one.
And I like her very it rhymes, yeah. And I like her very much,
Because
but
online
yeah.
all the time.
So one thing, some ideas for if you're outsourcing, we use teaching textbooks math, which is an app that is on a smartphone. It works very, very well. I don't know what she wants to show people. Well, yeah, and that's true. You just have to judge whether it is a good sort of my commenter. Okay, I'll put this on there for it goes on you. This will go on YouTube you later. So where people they don't fuss as easy knowing they can't fuss about the time because you're the mom. You can't change the time. And that's true. So you have to judge. It depends on your schedule. I used it's called a virtual homeschool group. It is an online co-op. You can still find it at virtualhomeschoolgroup.org. They're around. In the past, they were free. To get special seating or early seating, you would have to donate money or either you would have to teach a class. It worked very well. I would usually donate something because it saved me time. And the only thing I had to do was buy the math book. So they were doing Saxon math and it worked really, really well until Juliana hit pre-cal. They did not have a pre-cal class. And then we started looking for something else. Now we use teaching textbooks. They love that more than any other math program they have ever used. It's really good for outsourcing because it's an app now. Most of my girls have some type of smartphone. They cannot run away from math now. We're in the car. You can, from what I understand, they tell me you can download 5 lessons. I have not done it myself. They do it, but they can't run away from math because it's on their phone. They download it. They can do the lesson in the car. My phone has a hotspot. Now my teens are doing Mia Prep, which is the high school level of Mia Academy. So my two teens are all online now and they can't escape it because I have a hotspot. They can take their computer, they can do it in the car, wherever we're going. So for me, in the season I'm in, this has been a very, very good fit. She still has paper school, what she calls paper school. We do school every morning. What she has, I have streamlined. You can make curriculum fit your world. My philosophy is when before they finish phonics, I want math and phonics. That's all I do. I don't do anything else. She's done in an hour or less.
And reading.
And she reads. That's part of phonics. But she has her reading book. We do
It
her.
is?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why we do phonics so that you can learn to read. And she does really well. So we do the phonics. If we're going out and I want her to do something extra, I have the hotspot. She can get on her tablet, play her learning games. That's what we do.
Or play games.
When the kids were little, we did everything. Nothing was online. But the year I had her, I started doing more online because I needed to outsource. It is not easy when you have a baby. All babies need mamas, and it is very hard, and you get spread thin. So,
Unless they're orphans.
unless they're orphans, but even orphans need their mama. Yeah.
Unless their mommy kicked them out.
Um, your mommy didn't kick you out. She's a mess. But anyway, those are some of my tips and tricks for outsourcing and streamlining. Um, combine everything you can. Teach up to the oldest. I mean, I'm like, you have a high schooler, the oldest is the high schooler. At some points, I had 2 levels going, but I always coordinated the same subject. So it's like I had 2 in high school doing biology, I had 2 in middle school, elementary, and they were doing biology, so that we were doing the same thing, but it was just two different books. I always found a curriculum, especially when I was combining, where the text was on audio, so that when we were in the car, we could throw it in the car. Um, when the big kids did their lab experiments, the little ones watched. I kind of tried. You just combine and you learn to mesh it together. Also realize that if you really are really in a pinch and you need to really streamline, it is okay to drop history and science sometimes. That happens. There we all have seasons of life where things are rough and we need to streamline. And it is okay, and don't go around feeling guilty about it. Oh, wrong thing. I was trying to get rid of my banner. Because that goes back to my first thing. Remember, you're in a season. When you look at homeschooling, you want to look at the end game. You're looking at the long haul. You're not thinking just about today. You're thinking about where you're going, where you want to end up. And for me, that was to raise happy, healthy, smart adults who give back to their community, who love their God. And that was the end goal. And then you think, okay, so if you do history every year, you're going to have multiple years of history, and you find ways to incorporate it and make it part of your conversation. Make it, there's documentaries. Watch your dress. I don't like that. Thank you. There are documentaries. There are things you can do to cover the same material, but take the stress down in your home. Your season is only going to be this season for this season. And once you get past that season, then you have a new season, and it's not good or bad. So don't go around having mama guilt and thinking that you're doing a horrible job because you need to streamline. That's not true. You love your children, you are concerned, and you want them to learn. And so we find a way to make it work. And sometimes we have to streamline, sometimes we have to outsource, and that's okay. It happens. Let me tell you, there were many years of streamlining where I was on bed rest. We had several bad pregnancies. My kids still thrived and they still learned. We just had to find a different way to make it look than what I originally wanted. So give yourself a break. If you have something specific, you can post in the bottom. Let me know. I have some new stuff coming out on the YouTube channel. We're going to do some homeschool tech. It won't be in the group. It won't be aired out. You'll just have to go follow the channel. Um, Mainly, I'm going to start reviewing some outsourcing apps so that you can see how to work them. Because I've had some questions lately about Mia Prep and Teacher Monster to Read, and I'm going to go through them and actually show you how they work so that you can, decide if these are good things for you to use or not. Maybe take some of the guesswork back. What are you doing? Now, is there
watching?
3 people watching live? I mean, that's amazing. So, what did you want to say tonight? What do you want to say tonight? Anything?
Look how much time?
I know, and I'm almost done. I told you I wasn't going to take too long. Is there anything you want to say? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We're reading a book called, what's the name of the book? Winston. No, what's the name of the book? Where's Winston?
Winston. Oh, I gave him to Gabrielle.
You gave him to Where's the book? Is the book on the thing? We're reading a book. Somebody talked about it in one of the homeschool groups. No, it's up there somewhere.
No, you took it in the
No, I brought it back. Brought it back. It's called. Let me see. Let me see. No. I want to see it. Winston, how Winston delivered Christmas. It is like an Advent story, and it has 24 and a half chapters. And each chapter has a.
You put the book on my head.
You need to stop. I'm going to finish my sentence. 24 and a half chapters, and each one has a little craft. And today I lost it and I found it, but I actually saw it posted last year. I bought it last year and then I couldn't find it. I was like, oh my gosh, I know I bought that. But so cute if you want something to do, something to read. And each one has a little craft that's just as cute as can be.
I did want it. Wait, what's the name?
How Winston Delivered Christmas.
Yeah, I made Winston.
She made Winston today. It's a finger puppet. That was like one of the first crafts. I think one you write Santa a letter. What else?
He even has a little tail made of
He even
string.
has a little tail that made of string. We made Winston.
I'll go get him. So
If you have
1
time,
minute,
look,
please.
I'm finished. 1 minute. Go run, go get Winston. Anyway, so if you have any particular question about how to streamline, like maybe get, sometimes it's hard for me to tell you how to streamline your own house when I'm not there. But let me know. PM me anytime. I love a challenge, and I love talking curriculum, and I love talking homeschool stuff. Yeah, it's my jam. Next week, we're going to talk about having realistic expectations. That was a question I had this week over one of my posts. I didn't want to, I'd already scheduled this one. I didn't want to switch them out. So we're going to talk about having realistic expectations in our homeschool. And that is sometimes that's a hard thing to do because we tend to try to live up with the Joneses, and we see the social media post and we forget that there's so much of those people's lives we don't see, and it tends to give us mama guilt. So we're going to talk about that next week. Let me show him Winston.
I want to do it.
Okay, show him Winston.
Sorry I took so long because his tail fell off and I had to put it back on.
Okay, show him. There is Winston.
There's his backside.
It's a little finger puppet made out of white. There's a Winston. So it was a very cute book.
And
it's a very cute book.
He has a tail made of string.
He has a tail made of string. What's actually yarn.
Yeah.
We have so much fun.
Squeak, squeaky, squeak, squeak.
Okay, so we're gonna tell him. We're gonna tell him goodbye. So we'll see you next week.
Squeak, bye.
I don't know how this went.
Squeak, bye.
Okay, let me know what you need. Bye, guys.
Squeak, bye. Squeak, bye.
Tell them bye.
Squeak, bye.